Welcome back to Up North at 4. Kevin Kraft in for Nate Myhock. Joining me to my left, Theo as well, but we got Patrick Reagan, the new city administrator for the city of Rhinelander. Thanks for joining us, Patrick.
Thanks for having me. I'm great. I got a great-looking dog next to me. This is turning out to be a wonderful day.
Oh, yeah, it's great. So, first off, welcome to Rhinelander.
Thank you.
But my understanding is you're not from the area. Where are you from originally?
I'm not from Rhinelander. I'm originally from the Grand Rapids, Michigan area.
Awesome.
I've been a manager up in the UP in Crystal Falls.
Okay.
I was also city manager at Lake Odessa, which is outside between Grand Rapids and Lansing. So,
Gotcha.
But I love it up here.
Can you show us on your hand where exactly that is in Michigan?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right there, folks.
Get it?
Great part of Michigan.
Yeah, that's. I lost my map when I moved. So.
Yeah, it's a little harder to make Wisconsin because, like, your fingers don't necessarily bend.
Yeah, I've had people tell me they can do it, but I have yet to see anybody actually do it. So.
All right, your first visit here was back in 2008. Was it love at first sight?
You know, when I first went through, we had to look up. We drove through. And we had to look up what that green monster was.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what is that green monster?
I called it a green lizard thing when I first moved
here. But here's the great thing, is that when we got to the hotel, we were going to Minneapolis, when we got to the hotel, opened up the computer, searched it, Rhinelander monster.
Yeah.
And it came up as a hodag. And since 2008, I could tell you what a hodag was. It made Rhinelander into a tangible place. That symbol, that branding, that's the great thing. One of the many great things about Rhinelander.
It really is, that's for sure. Yeah, I was just saying, like, when I first moved here in 2019, I asked the old morning team what that green lizard thing was. So it took them a second to realize it was a hodag.
Oh, it's fantastic, and like I've said to a lot of people now, it's the branding, and you know, communities across the nation would kill for that kind of branding, and Rhinelander has it.
All right. So we're going to move into more your background as well. Going into city administrator, what did you do beforehand, like in Crystal Falls?
In Crystal Falls, I was a city manager as well. I was city manager there. Before that, I was what they call Downtown Development Authority Director in a town of Portland, Michigan, outside of Lansing. So working with small downtown businesses, holding events, business trainings, those sorts of things. Before that, I was a college student. I was a non-traditional college student. Started at 28, worked at a Hohenstein Center for Presidential Studies at Grand Valley State University, go Lakers, and you know, really enjoyed it. But my family has a background in small business. My parents owned a bar and restaurant for 30 years outside of Grand Rapids, so I love working with people. It's just fantastic, and I like working with. This is my favorite.
Northwoods people are amazing. It really is.
Absolutely. Beer, cheese. You guys have everything I love. So
and now you're a part of it.
Yeah, and now
you said yes to the job.
Yeah. Oh, and I would have said yes 3 more times. This is a fantastic place. And opportunity. Rhinelander means opportunity. Great things, I think, coming up in the future here. I've been watching from afar what the city has done, and I just see some really good things on the horizon, but the people.
And there is.
The people are fantastic.
Great things on the horizon, but let's be real here. You're 9 days in.
Yeah.
Where do you start? Where does that process start?
Meeting people. It's meeting people, meeting council members, meeting staff, meeting community leaders, and everybody in between. And that's one of the best parts of my job, believe it or not, is the ability to just go out there and talk to people. What do you think of Rhinelander? Where would you like to see it go? One of the things that I've asked people is, what are your expectations of me?
So moving more into the city administrator's role, for those that may not know what it is exactly, can you go more in depth on it?
Sure. A lot of people think that a city administrator, well, it's like the mayor, right? Well, it's not. The mayor and the council, they have the policy, they set the policy, they set the goals. I lead the staff in carrying out those policies, enacting those policies. And so there's kind of a difference there. You know, somebody will come to me and say, well, you know, I think we should have, you know, X, Y, or Z here. And that's a great idea, but that's up to council. We'll bring it to council if it's a good idea and we have the funding for it, but we don't enact that policy. The council puts it forth.
Yeah, there are some pretty big bumpers on the position, right? Where you're right. Oh, people over here make the rules, you kind of bring them to life.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty visible job. It's a very visible job.
Yeah.
But there's also some leeway in there to kind of weave your own thoughts and things and how you want the community to be, right?
Sure. Well, and you're absolutely correct to a degree. What I would say is I like to work as a team. My staff, and I've got a great staff there.
Yeah.
The city of Rhinelander is fortunate to have all of those great people. I've met them all, and man, they are fantastic. But I like building teams, and I like pulling on that rope together, all of us, because all of us will make this city better. And that's not just the staff, that's not just the council. We need residents to take part. We need business owners to take part. We need tourists in here. We need, this is a fully formed group effort, and it has to be.
All right, Patrick, we're going to stick around for a little bit. We'll get to know you more, but we're going to take a quick break right here on Up North at 4. Don't go anywhere. All right, back up here on Up North at 4 and getting to know Patrick Reagan a bit, and something I just found out just in between commercial breaks. Another Lions fan's in the house, Jeff.
I can't deal with it.
All right.
I think that makes 2 of us
Yeah,
here.
two.
So
I'm on the wrong couch.
yeah.
over there.
my fiance is a Packers fan, so it's always fun during football.
Oh, yeah,
season.
it's a lot of fun. So you were saying 2-0 at your games at Lambeau
I
Field.
may be the only person I know, any Lions fan, that can say that I've been to 2 games at Lambeau, both Lions wins.
All right, because it took till 2015 before our Lions actually got a win at Lambeau Field, which was surprising. It was prior to Brett Favre.
Oh, Brett Favre, a fantastic quarterback, but boy, was he the bane of a
I'm going to
Lions
leave
fan
this
existence.
conversation. You guys just I was kidding.
We could continue a lot about that. But, you know, getting back to city administrator role, we were also talking about goals for Rhinelander, but you also had a joke about that.
Well, really, there's lots of, there's lots of goals that we're looking for, but it's tough. My first goal here is to just simply learn the streets. That really is it. I was asked that last week, what are your goals? To learn the streets. There's a lot of streets, there's a lot going on. My goal is to get working with staff, council, and residents. Really, that's what it is, and that's what it's all about, and that will continue to be my goal.
Okay. You're here, you're moved in, you're 9 days into the job, you're meeting the people, the decision makers in the community.
Sure.
You're meeting your team. What are your thoughts so far?
Fantastic. Everything I could have hoped for and more. There's people who, I have a great staff of professionals, experts in what they do. I'm meeting people with a lot of passion, who care about Rhinelander, and that's one of the things to love about this community. This isn't just someplace that people live and then work someplace else. This is all encompassing. It's where they live, it's where they work, it's where they play, and that's fantastic to see.
And we also have some pretty big issues to tackle here and there. You know, obviously the housing issue is a big issue in Rhinelander and neighboring communities as well. You know, and you're going to play a role in that.
Absolutely.
Going forward.
Yeah, the housing issue is kind of an issue everywhere. So I know they had a housing needs assessment completed. I've read that, and we're gonna keep moving forward with that as a group. Again, council giving direction.
Team.
Absolutely.
It's a team.
And if someone wants to, say, get a hold of you to talk at all, where can they get in contact with you?
They can stop right on into the city of Rhinelander City Hall. My door is open.
All right, Patrick, I appreciate you coming in today. Welcome to Rhinelander, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back here on Up North at 4. Don't go anywhere.
The whistle blows and the puck goes down the ice.